person down.
When you start with better ingredients.
All right, let's see here. Do attendance real quick before we jump into the show. Phoenix.
Here.
Emrat.
Wow.
Lewis.
Hi, hi.
Judith.
Hello.
Sarah.
Howdy.
You guys in 30 seconds. All right, thank you guys for joining for another session of Phantoms of the Past. Episode, I want to say 19, but it could be 20. Really horrible at keeping count.
Well, really?
It's 19.
It's 19? Okay, awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. Pretty cool. In any case, I believe Lewis, I think you had the recap.
Yep.
Okay.
Last time on Shadows of the Past. A couple days before we would celebrate. Well, I suppose the better term for it is, Okay, how the hell? What kind of word do you use when you're doing a funeral? Before attending Mr. Farr's funeral? Lewis ended up just staying in his room most of the time before being visited by Aether, who would offer him Mr. Farr's old position as the team's teacher. He didn't think he was worthy of it, but ultimately accepted as somebody had to do the job. Sora spent most of her time in her room, checking it out every now and again. Seemed she was making some sort of tapestry of Mr. Farr. There was quite a bit of ruckus in the halls, Quill and Dondo arguing over who was her true rival. Thankfully, God's managed to handle it, so I'm not too worried. Judith was gone for quite a while. Seems like she had quite a few things on her plate. Getting a mural of Mr. Farr, a couple photos she would hand out to each of us. I overheard that she ended up heading down over to Phoenix's room. Talked a little bit. Seems like they had quite the heart-to-heart. And out of Lewis's memory, Judith would also end up meeting with Mr. Turtle, simply checking in and reporting through a candle message. Meanwhile, Phoenix spent quite a bit of time with Dr. Mortis, most likely to grieve the whole situation. Other days she was down in the workshop working away at Jenkins. And every now and again I'd peek in, and it seems like she was reading some sort of book. Not exactly what it's about, but I'm sure it's probably important knowing it. Meanwhile, Amrut's been mostly stuck inside of his room most of the days. Although the smoke does slightly concern me, seems as that new recruit Nikita also seems to come over now and again. The day of the funeral was one that'll be remembered for quite some time. Speeches were made and memories were passed of the person that we all grew to love. The person we all grew to rely on. And during that time, his family came, of course. Gave their respects. Although it was a tad peculiar that Amrut decided to leave the building for a second. Not particularly sure why, but it's not exactly in my job description to judge. Afterwards, I ended up stepping outside before seeing an unfamiliar face. One that was quite unfriendly, but holding the mark of something I knew all too well. The mark of the Tangled. She wasn't the friendliest of types, blaming me for pretty much abandoning everybody. Not that I exactly blame her for it. But she left without too much trouble. Just makes me wonder why in the hell they would end up hiring her. But I'll just have to say. Meanwhile, inside, quite a few things occurred. Phoenix would end up talking with Mortis, inquiring about possibly inheriting the family ruin due to her connection with Mr. Farr, in order to remember him by a little bit more. A chance that seemed to be on the table, strangely enough, but she would need to get approved first off by, I forget what his name was, but somebody within the family. And it seemed that particular individual was around during the time of Metal Rain, so she'd be able to get that information if needed. Sora ended up giving the family Mystifar's, the Merle of Mystafar, which she was working on for quite some time, and was informed of where they'd eventually move to. Meanwhile, Judith, as she left, decided to use her magic to make the day all the more important by writing a message in the sky. Rest in peace, our hero Mystafar. After everything was done and we all tried to settle in, I went to everyone's rooms and informed them of my new position. Granted, there was a lot of teasing involved, but understandable considering who was to take over. There was quite a bit of time of nice and calmness. 3 months, actually. I had my work cut out for me. A lot of paperwork to take care of. And trying to make sure that everybody was on track to develop what they needed. It's not easy work by any means, and far outside of my usual proficiency. But I'm doing what I can. That's all I can really hope for right now. Lewis, kind of just sitting on his table and just recounting the various days since he took over, would shuffle through a variety of papers until it would go over to each of the files for each person. Sora seems to have figured out her own schedule to go by. Seems pretty strict for the most part, but seems I won't be needing to worry too much about her. I've given her whatever tips I can, and it's gonna be up to her to employ them. Phoenix has been spending quite a bit of time just sending messages every now and again, presumably to the family I keep hearing about every now. There's also been quite a bit of work on Jenkins, and I think I managed to see something that's a lot bigger than I remember. Could be my imagination, though. Other than that, hanging around other people of her type, the more artifice-y types, seems to be helping her out in terms of her progression. Merritt's also been spending quite a bit of time simply experimenting, working on alchemy, practicing his rune abilities, and every now and again casting. Outside of Lewis's knowledge, during the time he was practicing his witch bolt training, he would also meet the woman that he ended up bumping into during the right after the funeral. The girl that was now taking his place in the Tangled, Zirith, as she challenged him to a duel. Thankfully, neither of them died, so that is the plus. He also seems to be visiting Nikita every now and again. Guess they must have been friends at some point. Maybe some more. Well, only time will tell. He shuffles over to the page for Judith. And Judith seems to be primarily doing whatever work she needs to, and down to that workplace she keeps mentioning. Between the flames, it seems like. I've also been noticing her going into Apollo's research area every now and again. Seems like she's keeping herself busy. So it's all so she should be fine. He starts to just like get all the papers together, gathering them, and puts them into a bag that seems pretty beat up, but still mostly functional. Well, better get ready. It's gonna be a long trip. As Hugh starts to continue packing away all his stuff for the inevitable journey. But before that, we might need to finish something that happened at the end of the prior session, in which Amrit denied a kiss from Nikita as she ran off. Chasing after him, he found Nikita without her usual headdress, as she looked to him and said 2 words that would resonate through the rest of the week. I remember.
Thank you very much, a D2+. At some point, I was like, whoa, we started playing.
Nice.
All right, speaking about the Kiss of Destiny. And thank you for that, Reek. You start the session off with Imrut pursuing Nikita, who says she kind of looks back and she was embarrassed when she ran off. Prior to her embarrassed look, she had this light in her eyes that life was really chill and really good. But fortunately, that light has left her eyes, as well as the embarrassment. Only sorrow and pain remains, as when she looks at you, it's the Nikita you remember, the one that wasn't happy with how her life was going. Nikita that suffered alongside you, always there for you, even when you didn't know it. It's weird how much someone can gather from just looking at someone's face, especially when the changes can be subtle. You could feel the shift in the person before you. She didn't say anything, she just stares at you for a long time. Perhaps wondering why you didn't knock her out of this dream. Maybe you wanted her not to experience.
By remember, you don't mean 3 minutes ago, right? You mean like before that, hopefully?
I remember everything.
Then he's not completely trusting. How did you end up here?
Signed here. We know who. We can skip that part.
Sure, but for what purpose? Just to watch me?
Yes.
And what, they didn't trust you enough to have your own sense of self when you were here?
I didn't think I could fit in. More appropriately, I would not have passed the zone of truth required for him. But whatever they did to me, I answered all those questions truthfully. An interesting question was if I was affiliated with the Night Chapter. Even though now I know the truth, before I did not. Magic tested my heart. The answer was no. But you know, we only know what they want us to know. So I can't tell you why they made me lose my memory.
Then why'd you attack me?
Looks down to the ground. I'm not myself. Not anymore. I'm not just the Nikita you knew. I'm that starry-eyed girl that tried to kiss you. Killer wants to slit your throat. And the Nikita you know that would die for you. From all of it, I'm at the wind of the Night Chapter now. Who you see before you could change. You never know who I am. Or if there's truth revealed, what will you do, Amrit? Are you going to turn me in?
Well, you know I should. And you know I won't. Which will probably fuck us over in the end, but if it's you, if it's really you, Secret safe with me.
You see, she's not angry, and she's not sad in the sense that feels really bad. It's somewhere in between anger and sadness. Not hangry. See a single tear run down her left eye. She goes, "No, I may spill your death. No, it's not what either of us."
Well, that's been a possibility since we first met, right?
I suppose it's true, but I always thought that we were different. Three of us, always together. That we would all survive. Night chapter. I've seen so many people die. And that's when you kind of get flashback to the Devil's Dream and how Phoenix came out of the water. And then as your memories kind of being put back together, it was actually Nikita who was tossed in the water with you originally. And she had just barely survived that experience. And then you get flashback to growing up and her almost getting killed and you almost getting killed. Being beat to the inch of your life by the many obstacles that they placed before you and the jobs you take. You and her have been through so much, it's insane. No one knows more about each other than the two of you. She knows more about you than you know about yourself. You about her more than she knows about herself. But as she looks at you with that cold stare in her eyes, she tells you, maybe you should turn me in. They'll give me the death penalty. But if someone has to lose a life, while it's still the me that cares about you, my life forfeited. Preference. Hear my words before the others come back. For the killer will do her job. Starry-eyed girl lives in a fantasy she could never truly embrace.
I won't do that. Maybe before I would have, but maybe it's this place. But I want to fight for you in all this. I'll pull you back. No matter how long it takes or how hard it is.
It was just a kiss. I didn't mean to make it awkward. But
no, it's not.
If pull me back, that seems. He kind of gets all purplish in the face and he runs into her room and closes the door. You can just feel her leaning against the door on the other side, her heart racing. As she thinks that when she comes back to you, you'll pull her back. She thinks that maybe if she did the kiss again, it would have succeeded, but she was too embarrassed to try again. Runs behind the door, closes it, and you stand there alone having that conversation with just yourself, as the Nikita you just talked to is not the Nikita that is outside of that door.
And he kind of stomps back to his room and slams the door.
Now for the rest of you, maybe you're up to something. I have you guys gathered here for whatever brief Lewis is going to give you. But if you're doing something, now's your chance to embrace theater of the mind. Tell me what you were doing before you got to this room, which is the next day after the events that just occurred.
Sora would actually seek out Lewis at some point. I'm not sure if it can be here or an earlier time, but where would Sora find Lewis on an early morning?
Nowadays, since he took over the role as
the main teacher of the group, you'd probably find him in his room. Again, his table just like cluttered with papers all over the place. He still hasn't really figured out a good organization system, but he's doing his best.
You then just would hear a knock at your door then.
Come in.
Grams?
I don't lock
Oh.
it.
And she'd open it and look and like lean her head out first. Oh, there you are. Couldn't see you past the mountain there.
Great, something to keep me out of my work for a bit. As he just like leans back in the chair and just like laughs to himself. What's up?
Nora will walk up to the table and just to add insult to injury, using her standing on the staff feature to exaggerate how tall your paper stack is as she looks down to you. All right, now that we can have a conversation, I was wondering, do you know much about Headmaster J?
Honestly, not all that much. I'd heard a lot about him, sure, but he's been around a lot longer than I have, even. Well, at least he's a lot more famous. Why?
I think back all the time to when we faced the spirit of Lake Lernia. How we managed to expel the darkness inside the river spirit before it became a full-fledged Mauler. I've been thinking a lot about that moment. Thinking about what if there's a secret to reversing the Mouther process? Or finding a new way to live with it.
Maybe. Mr. Farr did mention that Master Jailus was under something like that, but it's the first case I've ever heard of, at least. Sure as hell not something common, but if there's anybody out there that would know how, I'm sure it'd be him.
And plus, he had first-hand experience against one of those Mouthers we should face in a year. Ivres, I think. I'd really like to know how he managed it.
Guess the only way is to ask, right?
Oh, and we must bring Phoenix. She loves everything when it comes to the Metal Rain stuff, and he also has first-hand experience.
Of course. If we ever talk with them, it's gonna be the whole team.
Okay, just let me know when you go and do that.
No problem.
And Sora would just head back and wait here.
Excellent. So you're probably the first to arrive in this room, in the fiction. Judith, what are you doing before you arrive here?
Judith, because she got the file from Mr. Tuttle that has with Terma, so she would have been at home in the morning, and she would have been kind of going over everything and reading the whole file first. And I'm sure it's a pretty intense reaction. She would probably grab a coffee to go from her house, and then be like running late, which she's never really late, but this would be like she's legit late now.
Okay, so you might be the last to arrive here. Arguably, Emerald too, depending on what he says. And Phoenix, since you've already kind of engaged, are you here shortly after Shar? Maybe she came and you are here.
Either way, I mean, before showing up, she'll tell Jenkins that he needs to clean up the room because she made a mess working on things. Trying to fit an extra book into her bag from the library. She doesn't have much important. Probably getting Mr. Farr's family's address from Marty, since they might be going that way, but not anything terribly important.
And Lewis, you ever put it here immediately as well, or I don't know, what kind of teacher are you? Punctual? Are you late? Are you early?
He kind of just goes at his own pace for the most part, just whenever he finishes up. But since he's not exactly the best when it comes to paperwork, he's usually one of the last people to show up. Like a little bit late, usually by a couple minutes.
We all had that teacher where we're all sitting down in the classroom waiting, and they come in after the bell. That's you. That's you. Emra.
I'd be fairly early. Yeah, I'd probably be there. Maybe a tiny bit late. Yeah. Be, just working back in the lab in my room. Then I head on down. He's still a little salty about something, but yeah.
Can't imagine what. They're in the room to the right. Wait, am I a dumbass movie guys? Yeah.
Oh, what am I on the stair? What?
When you're walking down, you would see Judith is about to head in too, and you guys kind of bump into.
Good morning.
Hey,
Oh, what was that? You okay? What's going on?
I'll tell you later. This is after you.
All right, I have some pretty wild stuff to tell you as well. And she's like holds up the folder and walks in. Good morning, everybody.
You see Sora look over her shoulder as she puts a whole pumpkin in Baby Mellow's mouth as his head is in the window. Hi.
Phoenix, hello.
You hear a bubblegum bubble pop.
Mr.
On.
Newell.
Again, just Lewis is fine.
Nope, we're gonna ride this out.
His eye just like slightly twitches as he's smiling. Let everybody come here. How's training been?
You tell us, teacher.
Oh, are we gonna get report cards?
Ooh, I hope I get an A+ on my fist to your ribs assignment.
I mainly just expect that you guys are more invested in doing your own thing. After all, your lives are at stake. If you don't choose to follow the regime, then that's on you.
I feel like I have grown far more faster than before. And I've been honing my strength training with Dondo. He never holds back. It's very unfair. But I feel like I am getting close to beating him some fights. I still haven't broken the seal though. As she just holds her necklace with the intact jewel hanging from it.
It'll be a while, most likely. Family runes aren't really the most common of things, but the few that I have seen have been pretty damn strong.
I've just been listening to you all and taking all of your advice of what moment seems like the right one. And from everything you all have said, it just doesn't seem to have arrived yet.
We'll just have to see. Amrit, you've been doing the visualization training I've been, trying to describe to you.
The what?
God damn it. He just, looks through his bag real quick and just finds a paper. Good thing I make copies. And he just, hands you a paper real quick.
Sorry, I've just been huffing a lot of fumes.
No worries. All you need to do is just make sure you're just spending some time holding some ice and just trying to visualize it the best you can.
Shit, it's just a
You should
whole
probably-
packet.
I did my best to keep it as descriptive as I could.
8 pages is descriptive and short.
Okay, maybe a bit more, but you know, sometimes it's a wee bit complicated sometimes.
I'll take my time.
Yeah. Right. Phoenix, I see that Jenkins has been a lot bigger recently.
Yeah, I hope he'll be a little more intimidating on the battlefield. She stands up on the chair, motions for Jenkins to come here, and she pushes a button on his shoulder. In the back, like a stand, a flap of metal rotates down, so it's like a ledge for her to stand on. And then she'll start pushing buttons and pulling levers, and his smoke pipe that we got way back when starts going off, and there's smoke coming out of his ears, and the Praiser's eye is like whirling with magical light and all kinds of goodies. You want me to have him go over there and I'll shoot a crossbow at, and you can see how fast his reactions are?
If you want to.
What? I thought you were gonna say no. We can't be shooting stuff up in here. Wow, you surprised me.
Please. They somewhat fix around here. Well, actually, now that I think of it, probably not a good idea to get on Apollo's bad side. Yeah, but let's do that outside, maybe.
Did you have to make him bigger?
Yeah, why? You don't like it?
As long as it helps out.
Let's just say my legs are shorter than all yours, so I was hoping this will make me be able to keep up with you guys and you won't have to wait on me. She starts closing flaps and holes and stuff to put him back to normal.
If you're
And when has
feeling
Jenkins not helped out, Amrit? Come on.
yes, and if you are feeling intimidated, maybe you should get bigger.
Whoa.
Jesus.
You know, I saw a thing for that. I might be able to work on that if you really need it, Amrit.
Listen,
Listen.
I said one thing, okay?
Phoenix took it.
Damn it.
You see Jenkins turn his head and he looks towards the room and he just kind of rotates without rotating his body. Let's be kind to Amrit. He knows not what he says.
Oh yeah, and I worked on his speech thing.
Well, that was a false sentence.
Impressive.
Yeah,
Awesome.
She hits him.
Thank you.
When he spoke in that sentence, did it sound like someone that we've met before, or?
It still sounds like Jenkins, but
Okay.
sounds less childish when it's a whole sentence in the same voice.
Okay.
Speaking of getting big, have you guys seen Mello here?
I know I sound like cat, but he's at the window. He's just knocking it with his beak, and you see it crack a little bit. He looks around and runs off after it cracks.
Oh, he's getting really big. I'm not sure how much longer he can stay here.
Judith will raise her hand.
Yeah, what's up?
Mr. Noel, is there a reason that you brought us here, brought us all here, or it's just kind of a social gathering?
Right. Should probably mention that. Gonna need you guys to pack up soon. We're heading down to Ikarus.
Oh, wait.
Okay.
Icarus? For reals?
Yeah. Seems like Mustafa ended up signing us up for a trip a while back. And hopefully, it should be able to help us out. It's with somebody I've known for quite some time.
Is there like a mouther on the loose we're gonna have to kill or what?
Not that I know of. We're just gonna be meeting up with my old friend. And hopefully he should be able to help round out the information I can't help you guys out with too much. He was around during the time of Metal Rain, from what I've heard.
Oh, for real? What's his name?
Does Clemdorf ring any bells?
Phoenix, like, freezes for a moment. You're shitting me.
No.
He's quite famous.
You
Yeah, I know
recognize the
all
name?
about him. Her whole demeanor, like, she was so excited and accomplished showing off Jenkins, and now her whole demeanor looks like she wants to kick something or punch something.
Sora looks.
Judith, move over the other side of the couch.
Sora would look down and put a hand on Phoenix's shoulder, thinking she's disappointed there's no Mouther. Do not worry, dear Phoenix. I usually Mouther accompanies us wherever we seem to go, so maybe one will show up.
Yeah. When are we leaving?
Maybe a few days. Once we get down there, we should have about 1 or 2 days of downtime. Do whatever we need to.
Great. All right. If anybody needs me, I'm gonna be out at target practice. She
Oh, yeah,
motions
one
to
second.
Jenkins.
1 second. Sorry. Hey, Emerald, can you close that door real quick?
Sure.
Once he closes the door, I'll say, all right. My editor, Mr. Tottle at Between the Flames, gave me some information about Amrut's doppelganger over there. The pink tiefling. You guys all remember him?
Pink Man.
Yes. Yeah, the not as handsome Amrut, but
Shiny
especially-
Amrut.
Yeah, but and she gets pretty serious. She goes, but more deadly. Here, I'll open up the file and show you guys. This is we've been continuing our investigation on. Sorry, you just tell like it's like she's like takes a second because like she's looking at the photo and you see and she sees like the photo of like her that the reporter took right before they died. And she'll say, "Yeah, the night chapter." We're be honest with you, we're taking some pretty heavy losses, and the paper is booming right now and going up in sales. But it's some of our reporters are paying the cost for some stories that are being looked on right now. And
Wait, what?
yeah, here you go, Amrit, and I'll just give you the folder, and you can see like all the stuff that we've been finding. And Falcon, if you want to go over all the stuff that we found.
Absolutely. So as each of you are given kind of like a page or two, I'll tell you what you're experiencing, and eventually that information will be known to the entire group as word of mouth from Judith or each other spreads. So Amrit, of course, Judith would want you to see kind of how he looks. We both know he looks like you. When you look down at Terma, you almost feel like, and I suppose this should be obvious, you almost feel like you're looking at yourself. But what I mean by that is more than just appearance. You feel tied to the creature. Like it could be you. You know, it's impossible because that creature is miles away. He's just a clone. You're the original. Or are you not the original? With that said, as you look at that page, the information just kind of basic statistics on him from his height, his weight, what he's known for, and you find out that he uses the same thing that you don't want to use. Some type of corrupted rune where he spreads bloody wings out of his back and flies at tremendous speeds. That is how he catches most of his victims, and that is why most of his victims, including the reporters, never escape from him. Extremely mobile, extremely precise. You're almost looking at a write-up of his skill set and stuff, including his blades that seem to be from out of this world or maybe another plane of existence, as they appear to suck in dark matter into them. In any other case, while you're kind of reviewing the raw information, Phoenix, you could see that he's been sighted in all kinds of different places, including Ikarus, including the primordial planes. You realize that this guy gets around. Sora, by reviewing a different page, you see that he already has confirmed 31 kills on locals in this city alone. And that there are rumors that he might have been the one who killed the teacher, but there's nothing concrete on that.
Can Phoenix do a quick analyzation of the different locations, and in her mind, is there a pattern that she might be able to decipher on where he'd be going next, or does it seem random, or she can't figure it out?
Investigation.
Can I help her with that?
If you're proficient.
If we're all talking about it, yeah, I am.
If you're since you're all talking about it, I think what 5 minds together, I'll give her advantage here. I mean, it's tough. It's not any lack of your skills. This is a very, very powerful and discreet assassin. The amount of information you had is impressive, but still lacking anything crucial. You can't pick up a pattern. What I think you'd be concerned with that it's almost feels random. Maybe that's what the creature wants it to feel.
Is there information on if the deaths look particularly violent or just quick?
They're always quick initially, but after he kills them, he tends to enjoy draining them of their blood very slowly. Even though they can't feel the pain, most of the bodies are found without any blood in them. And he keeps the heads.
I think this may be all of your worst qualities put into one thing, Amrut.
Nice. Well, how about this then? Where's this in Ikarus? Do you know, Phoenix?
She'll take the sheet. Does she recognize the image, the location?
Give me a history. This time you have advantage, and the DC's not that high, but it is a very particular single shot of an area. Otherwise, pretty big city. You have advantage, I forget. Yeah, you do recognize. It's the slums. In the Ikarus, you could tell how much money someone has by how high they live on the towers. Because Ikarus is just kind of a city of towers. To get past the first line of poverty, I guess you could think of like Gondor in Lord of the Rings, how it's kind of just stacked on top, and the higher up is kind of a signal of your wealth. This is at the bottom, so he was taking someone down in the slums. Person killed is of no interest, but you know that the people down there in the slums are famous for making poisons, black markets. This guy he might have just owed someone the money and Terma took care of it.
Yeah, I know it. I walk past it real fast when I have to. It's not someplace you want to hang out at.
What is this handsome bastard up to?
This handsome bastard is bloodthirsty, Amrut.
Well, that's just hemocraft. Coagulation magic. He probably needs it to fuel his abilities. So, he refuels after a kill.
And what's up with the head pot?
I don't know. Proof of his, completion, maybe? Can't really say.
My best guess is he's starting to develop his own personality.
Hopefully he is. Just because they look very similar doesn't mean they're the same.
Oh, I'm not hinting that it's the same person. I said maybe this was the wrong way to put it, Amrut.
No, I got it. Yeah, you're saying that due to his previous work, he might be a sick bastard.
Yes. What I meant before was, this is all of the worst potentials that I feel they intended for you.
Sure.
Makes me sad, in a sense, that we could not give this Amrut the same path. Maybe he could have turned out exactly like you.
Maybe. But honestly, I think we should find him, put him down.
Judith, has your paper's reporting been out and about? I mean, have they reported this, or is this still kind of secret?
No, without all of the details, most of the information here is on the night chapter specifically, has been kept secret. Of course, we've been done reporting on the killings and stuff like that, but we haven't put any names to things. You know, until we can nail some things down.
I was just wondering if, like, the police forces of the different places are on the lookout for him, because
Yeah,
God, he does a number.
every watch and guard, they all try to do the same thing, but you know, it's not as centralized as we probably want it to be. So I'm sure it's, especially how he's all over the place, it'd be hard to nab him. And this might sound like a crazy thing, but you think that he's just the only one, right? Like,
There could be multiples.
Maybe we should just look into it when we get to Ikarus. See what he might have been up to when he was there.
It's a great idea.
She looks at you, Judith. As long as you promise to not ask any questions.
Huh?
And then she looks back to Amrit. I might have someone we can ask about it. Not making any promises. Just
about the death in the creepy back alleyway?
Well, I know someone who hangs out in front of that place. She points to the picture.
Oh.
He's pretty decently in there, last I heard.
This is a fantastic lead.
He kind of
No
like
promises.
waxes his finger at Phoenix. No, I like this one.
Oh, and I do have one more thing, but I'll probably let you all know about that, and we're kind of far away from the grounds.
Eyebrow goes up.
Okay. Oh, should probably put this out there. But Nikita, for a moment, remembered everything.
Like, everything from where she's from?
Yes. As well as why she was here.
When did this happen?
Like an hour ago.
Oh,
You're still alive, so she didn't kill ya.
yeah. What happened to make her remember?
Can't really say.
What do you mean?
Yeah, what does that mean?
It means I don't want to say.
Well, what if it's a trigger, and if it happens again, so we would be prepared to know?
All
Yeah,
we
like
need
if-
to know, all we need to know, right, is that for a moment, she remembered, and she said she was here to watch me and or kill me, depending how things go. So we're not out of the woods with that yet, but we do have confirmation. Wow, these are some high-ass rolls. Fuck. As to why she was here.
Judith just gives like a very small little smile, like, okay. Well, this might sound even crazier, but Mr. Noel, what if we were to ask to bring Nikita with us? Maybe we can learn some more information from her. Otherwise, she's going to be here she's going to be stuck in the school as a spy.
Well, if her
Maybe.
mission is to kill Amrit, bringing her with us might advance her agenda.
But imagine all the hijinks that would occur just leaving her unattended.
I mean, I'm the target. I mean, if we take her with us, sure. I just want to put out there that we take her with us, and we do meet this evil me. That's a tag team now, right? This guy's pretty nasty by himself.
Yes,
Yeah,
but
you're
do you
right.
want him? Do you want her hanging out with Creed while you're gone?
No, you're right.
She can come.
God,
Well,
that's
first
hilarious.
things first. Gonna have to get things approved. It's a bit last second, but Hopefully we'll be able to get things sorted. We really want to bring her along.
Ordinance 16A, verse 17. The first half is irrelevant. Spies within the school or organizations of cult or other hand among the Malders or various assassins' hoods are due to be executed in 30 days.
Hang on a minute. Phoenix is gonna walk over to Jenkins, see if she can turn off his vocal box.
What astounding wisdom.
He doesn't sleep, so he reads. I ran out of stuff. I gave him the manual for the college.
You're gonna have to keep a clamp on that guy since he's more chatty now. We can't lose Creed as our inside man. We can't lose Nikita. Make sure he gets that.
Yep, on it.
Anyway, we could possibly do a little bit of a rewind on his memory, maybe.
Yep. She's got his chest open and she's looking around in there trying to pull the right wire.
Yeah, you kind of mess it up and you see that it's pretty simple to while he's this advanced, which is the most advanced you've ever made him so far, but in the future it might be harder to manipulate his memory. But for now, you're able to just easily do a clean swipe on the information he just picked up on. Not to say that he would report it, but he just remembered reading the legal logs that were in the room.
Yep, she will do that, turn the dial back about 10 minutes, and close things up, and look up at him. How you feeling now, buddy?
Jenkins.
Okay, good to know.
Sora will tap Judith on the shoulder and go and hold her hands out for her to put her hands in hers if she wanted to.
What are you doing? And she'll kind of put her hands tentatively out. What's going on?
And gently grabbing your hand, she like smiles at you and says, "What were the names of some of your colleagues? The ones that fell?"
They're right here. Turn the page and you see there's like a few names on the files.
Could you post a couple of those for me, Falcon?
One is Joe Black, and then the other one,
Black. Yeah, Joe Black was the first one, but I couldn't remember the halfling's name. I haven't watched last week's episode yet.
Yep.
Once I get the second one, I just wanted to carry into it.
Nelson.
That's right.
Sora will lean her head back, closing her eyes. Joe Black, Nelson. The winds brought you into contact with Judith Bloom. Thank you for your time with her. May the winds guide you to her again someday, when you take form as something else. And then Sora would open her eyes. I'm sorry for your friends, Judith.
No, thank you. It was very nice. Yeah, it's just part of the dangers that field reporters face. So, yeah. Anyways, okay. So what's next?
We should probably try to get some rest before we get going. It's gonna be a 2-week trip after all. We need to pack up whatever we need. And keep in mind we're gonna be busy most of the time. Maybe 4 days of rest, based on the schedule at least. So, we're trying to get Nikita on to possibly come along.
Sure. Get her a permission slip or something.
Are you sure you're not going to tell us
Okay.
what the trigger is, so none of us accidentally do it?
Like, if there's a certain word you said, I'd hate to say lasagna and then her try to take your head off.
Well,
Like a certain way you look at her, or
to be fair, when she tried to kill me, I just told her my name, so I guess Ram Man, I'll survive if that's just what you call me.
So
for
we
the
cannot
2 weeks.
en route in front of her.
I mean, if you don't like me that day, go ahead.
Sora looks up as a knock comes at the door.
Phoenix will point to Jenkins and point to the door, telling him to go open it.
I take my dagger out. Oh shit. Puts it back in.
Sakura comes running in. Whee! Jenkins, you're so big.
Imagine he picks her up by her hands and does the spin around thing with her feet in the air.
Whoa! You see Apollo go and he goes, "Sorry, Mr. Newell. There's a meeting for all the teachers beginning."
Got it. We were just wrapping up down here anyways.
Excellent, excellent. They're in the main dining hall. All the teachers have assembled. He kind of gives a nod to Judith. Smile. Go on,
Apollo.
Sakura. Judith? Walks out with Sakura.
Sora will reach out and grab Lewis's sleeve and remind him, if Jay is there, see if he is available sometime for us to talk to him, okay?
Will do. As he just like raises his hand just like haphazardly over his shoulder to show at least registering the comment as he just walks off.
you're gonna do great. All right, Phoenix, should we try that crossbow trick with Jenkins now?
Oh, sure.
Me too. I've been trying to practice catching them out of the air again.
I'm leaving.
Jenkins picks up a cup or something from over here. We'll have him stand in the corner.
Excellent. And when you walk in, Lady Pendragon's addressing the room. All the teachers from the academy are officially here. Thank you, Lewis.
Gives a nod.
All right, we're moving into the second half of the school year. Only a few months that remain, and the threat is ever looming. Mom has addressed that she will assault the academy, or more appropriately, the Fairlands, in a year's time. It means at the end of the school year, we'll only have about 2 or 3 months to prepare, and hopefully the students are ready to fight alongside us. They will have quantity, but I hope we have quality. In any case, each of your students will undertake harder work. All of them will be sent overseas to other locations and other lands. If you have any questions on extracurriculums that you would like to pursue in particular, or subject of where you'd like to go, please let me know. In addition to that, based on the news we've got from Lewis and his gang, and the unfortunate loss of a very beloved teacher, we are tracking Guido's gates. We've managed to close several of those gates in the time Lewis and his crew has returned 3 months ago. But it would appear that there are in total 12, despite what previous information has provided, to which we have only managed to close 4. Are there any questions on this subject? Guido's gates have been extremely difficult to close. Last time we sent 3 masters, and we could barely do it, which only speaks to the volume of the quality you just mentioned. He looks over to Lewis. You and the other students at this academy are truly the next generation. Well, maybe not you, you're pretty old.
Well, I'll give you that.
See, Ozar lifts up his mead, and the moment he lifts up his mead, Lady Pendragon snatches it up with a chant. No drinking during the meeting. I guess it's a little inappropriate. What I wanted to say was, now that we're moving forward with the Mouther hunts at the Guido's Gate, we should be extra careful. It looks like we're dealing with at least tier 3 Mouthers. The students can't handle tier 1 and 2 Maldives, let alone tier 3. The devil they fought with Mr. Far. We should refrain from sending Mr. Newell's students into another Guido's Gate mission. And there's like a few arguments on the table that they can't afford to not send them. Everyone has to participate in this fight for the world, but they just don't have the manpower otherwise. And as the arguments kind of spit out, Lady Pendragon lifts up her hands and she looks to Lewis. What is your thoughts on the matter? Of course, your work study will resume as normal, but when you return, could you handle closing another one of Guido's gates?
He kind of looks down at the table for a brief moment as he's kind of just thinking it over. Mr. Farr was a master rune, and even he was barely able to keep up with whatever was going on down there. If the rest of the gates are anything like what we faced down there, I get the feeling I'm not going to be able to keep them alive if we end up going down another path like that. We need a little bit more time.
Yeah, Jaeger, speak up. The students have performed exceptional in all fields of work. Not perfect, but no one is, nor no one should be. In any case, if Mr. Newell here does not believe that they are ready to take down another Guido's Gate, he knows them better than any of us at this table. He's fought alongside them since day one, fought and growth with them. I say we take this to a vote. Ultimately, truth, whatever we decide at this table, it is wrong for us to decide that their lives are in our hands. So if we decide to send them, it should still ultimately be a group decision on their part, whether they accept the terms. That is just my opinion. And you see a few voices at the table back up. Bigger. And Pendragon's usually very outspoken, but she didn't say anything. Very particular relationship, the two of those. Yeah, related after. And the meeting would go on about generic school stuff, a little less tense for a while, at which point in time you could submit a request for Nikita, though you will know that it's very odd for you to take another teacher's student since she has her own work study. And how do you approach the situation on the table?
Before officially submitting it to Lady Pendragon, he would first address who Nikita's actual teacher is, first and foremost, just to make sure that there wasn't anything planned that it would interfere with.
She's here at the meeting.
Oh. Hey. Is it fine if we talk over on the side for a sec?
Sure. You guys kind of get excused from the table as actually walks over here, and they continue talking about boring schools.
There's a slight favor I'd like to ask of you. Would it be alright if we brought Nikita along for a study session down in Ikarus?
A strange request. Classes are separate, you students.
There's certain circumstances that I think it would be beneficial for both her and the rest of my team.
You do realize, just like Mr. Farr was for you, life, all my time is dedicated to my students and their well-being. Something you know about someone who I'm supposed to take care of. Mr. Farr attempted to take care of all of it. I think it's prevalent that I know, even you. At the end of the day, when she does go out on missions, it'll be with me. She is a flight risk of any kind or other thing. Please do tell.
Of course. She's quite well connected with some of our members, and There's a few things we'd like to clear up with her is all. I'll
Okay.
do everything I can in order to make sure that her curriculum is as it should be. Her growth is as it should.
In any case, as a teacher, my job to train her. I don't see why she needs to stay with you. In that respect, we'll say, going to be an Ikarus anyway, so we have the same exact work. I suppose my argument is, why does she need to specifically be with you versus...
Well, if that's gonna be the case and you're gonna be down there anyways, then I guess it shouldn't be too much of a problem.
Didn't you
We'll
read
be
the
able to have
memo?
that-
You should have
be able to
already
be-
known going to be down there. Come on, Miss Newell. I know you're new at this, but you do have a private teacher's box. You should know all of the curriculum of all the teachers, including mine.
Yeah, sorry about that. I've had quite the difficult time organizing all of Mr. Foss notes.
It's quite all right. Tensions are high nowadays. The moment you've started this conversation, it made me a little nervous. I want to protect these students as much as possible. I'm sure you understand what that teachers here, especially the ones that care.
Yeah, I know that all too well.
If you ever do want to come speak to me, you're concerned about stuff like, I don't know if you're having a problem when your students with her and you want to hash that out for. Don't forget, here, you're a teacher now. And our resources are your resources.
Alright. It's gonna take some getting used to is all.
Well, in any case, thank you for asking. Could have just submitted to Lady Pendragon and would have came across my table eventually to approve the student train. But it looks like we're settled as long as we're both in the same location. I suppose downtime, whatever you need.
Sounds good.
You did get the stipend, right? Expenses?
Yeah, thankfully. Be keeping it up in my room.
Right, the writers will be here in 2 days to take a flight.
Got it.
And
Just hoping it's a smooth trip.
looks at you and she quickly takes your seat. Table's maxed out, so you got to stand now. Sitting in one of these sofas far away.
Yep.
Sorry,
Just leans up
Rick-
against the vase.
she tells you rookie mistake as he slips in.
There's just a slight smirk on his face. Also, once the full meeting is over, he would prompt the talk with Headmaster Jailus for a bit.
Sure. What would you like to say to him? I'm gonna leave the pieces on the board, but we're gonna assume that most people have exited and that you're at a private location.
Got it. Headmaster Jailus, you mind if we have a moment?
Yeah. What do you need?
Do you know when there might be a day in which you don't have too much on your table? After our work studies down over in Ikarus, that is.
It depends. For what?
Well, I thought it might be beneficial to hear directly from someone that managed to survive Middle Rain and has had possibly one of the most experiences against the Mouthers to speak with my students. They've been quite curious about the various things that you've encountered, and I thought it might be beneficial.
I could always make time for some fans. It's a touchy topic. My memory's not what it used to be. For us orcs, we only live to be about 70 years old, and I'm already pressing 88. That's why I'm mostly retired in the field here, teaching at the academy. I don't even think I could have took on that Mouther Mr. Farfault if you all. Dang. For human, you look like you're getting up in the years too, so you can probably read my argument.
Know it all too well. As he just cracks his neck and it's like very audible.
He cracks it, it's loud. Sometimes when I get up out of my chair, my knee pops. Weird how the body ages. Though I suppose all that fighting we've done hasn't helped this at all.
Indeed.
Surprised you're still
All right.
working the field as hard as you are. Specs, Mr. Newell.
I'm just doing what I can to help. Nothing more, nothing less.
I'm gonna take a shit, alright? You can't wait for these things anymore. You just, when it's time, you gotta go, so. Whoever it is, tell him I'll make some time for them after the work study.
Understood.
Alright. See him, he grabs the napkins off.
Alright. And with everything taken care of, he would eventually meet up with everybody again. Wherever they might be.
First thing, if you open the study here, you're gonna walk in, and Sora saying, "All right, shoot now."
Yeah.
Just see Phoenix shoot an arrow towards Sora, and Sora just catches it, and then she looks to Lewis. Why? Didn't think you'd be back so soon.
That was awesome,
Down
Sora.
from the chair.
Oh, look at this! I'll
He
come
just,
over and
stands at the door.
I'll show the two of you the photo because it looks badass right when Sora catches it.
That's awesome.
He just looks completely mortified for a brief moment, thinking that there's attack, and then he realizes what went on, and he just lets out a sigh of relief. What did I tell you guys about not risking the furniture?
I just practicing. I swear, at that time I felt like I could almost throw it back, but I didn't want to hurt Phoenix.
Well, and it kind of disappeared in your hands, especially that way, but yeah.
Oh, trust me, I can be quite fast with it.
I bet you could. I don't doubt it.
So, what was the meeting like, Lewis?
As you'd expect, a lot of higher-ups talking about a lot of upkeep for the most part.
Where they
It's
putting
also
us
something
up
we
at?
should probably keep in mind.
Where they putting us up at in Ikarus?
Well, we're gonna be staying at a place known as he just like goes into his bag and just like scrambles through a bunch of papers. Looks like we're gonna be staying at the Highland Harpy. It's not a half bad place.
I'm guessing, Falcon, that's a ways away from the city, like where Phoenix's place is.
Yeah, the Highland Harpy is one of the more established places up around the towers. It's
Is
just
this
named
a-
the Highland Harpy. Ah.
Is this a place that
Oh.
potentially Amber and I went to when we were doing our cafe tour in our after session 0?
I don't know. You might not have had the penny for it back then.
It's like
Yeah,
a
that-
cop bar too.
Yeah,
That place is swanky.
Oh
real
yeah.
fancy.
Mhm.
It's like a
We were at
blue-
In
Starbucks.
any
Yeah, you
case,
guys are at Starbucks, but yeah, it's like a kind of real, like you said, it's kind of like a cop place. A lot of high city officials there, judges. It's you gotta add the coin to get in there. But the school pays for the best, so you guys have free lodging there, according to Lewis. Yeah, it's the case. By the way, where is Amber? Did you run back upstairs?
Yeah, I didn't know where
I
to
was
go.
about to bring that up.
Or, yeah, I was looking at the map. I was like, where to go? And then
If I'm lost, I just take the token off. I'm sorry.
Oh, you're good.
Well, you'll have 2 days before the characters arrive. Make sure you got everything you need packed for 2 weeks.
Did you get Nikita to come join us?
Well, funny thing about that, actually. Seems like Alexia is actually is doing her study in Ikarus too. So we should be able to meet up whenever we got time, really.
Oh,
What exactly are we going to be studying?
Well, it's gonna be a mix of pretty much everything we have been down here, just a little more hands-on. In particular, about different Mouthers, what they're capable of. Hopefully Klimdor might be able to fill you guys in on what exactly happened during Metal Rain and various heroes during the time. Hopefully that better perspective will be able to help you guys develop whatever abilities we have now to what we're gonna need. And
Yes.
I know you probably don't want to hear this, but Klimdor is... He kind of just like rolls his eyes slightly, like back and forth.
A blowhard asshole.
Pretty good at his job.
Oh yeah, sure. That's
I
what I
won't
meant to
deny
say.
that.
oh, what did he do to you, Phoenix?
We don't have enough hours in the day to go over that.
Well, we will be traveling for some time. I'm happy to hear some of it.
Oh yay.
Yep, road tripping again.
Oh, but that would mean my brother's coming, and Quill, and Tasha. Creed.
He just like gives a slight bow to Phoenix. My deepest condolences for whatever the hell we did to you.
She just like the expression on her face is she's keeping everything in right now. Oh, that's right. I was gonna go do target practice.
While you guys are talking, Judah, if you feel somebody over your shoulder and only confirmed by Sora's passive, someone's looking in the window at you guys.
Sora's gonna slide up to the wall, and then they're gonna shimmy, and then just dip their head to the left to lean out and look at them.
Insight.
Judith takes a photo of them, staring at me. I see you too!
And Sora, good?
I'm trying to see whether or not it might be a decent time to whatchamacall. Do we want to try to re-roll 13?
I mean, if you want to, it's up to you.
Well, I guess this technically wouldn't be too much of a fail, so I don't think it qualifies even.
You look at Nikita and she looks at you. Then she starts laughing. I've truly become the most powerful ever. The illusion drops in its creed. All of you thought I was that blue girl. You're seriously falling behind. He walks off as he drops his illusion mat. Fools. Keep that in your folder, why don't you? He slaps his ass. He slaps his ass on the window.
If I
the blinds.
if I look at the photo like intently, like how good is the illusion?
For most spells, it's the only way to discern it is investigation or insight. So when looking at the photo, you could apply that same type of check, and maybe you can glean it's an illusion.
Okay.
Yeah, you look at it and you're like, oh man, it's very subtle, but there's like a shimmer in it, where the light's off, like it's reflected weird on the capture of the cantrip. Very, very subtle stuff. But yeah, Creed was just messing with you.
Judith just goes, he's getting really good. That was quite Fantastic.
Although I'm worried this skill is going to get him killed.
I
Note to
volunteer.
self. Bring that up with Aplexia.
We need a code word to know one of us is in Creed. Jenkins.
Jolly Rancher.
Oh, that works too.
Oh, we haven't told it to Amrit, so Amrit could not be the real Amrit.
Oh, you're right. Alright, whenever we question when someone is not themselves, we just have to point at them and ask, Are you you? And you have to respond with Jolly Ranchers.
I love it. I'm sure
Right.
some mayhem will come from this.
I'll go update Phoenix, you go tell Amrut.
Okay. I'll just go with
Sounds
go
good.
find Amrit.
Class dismissed.
Oh, see you, Mr. Newell.
Excellent. Now we have about a day or two of downtime before we fly out, to which we'll also have downtime there. But it just gives you a little time to pack up and do whatever you want before we get to the location. So we can quickly go through what that means for each of you. And yeah, do you guys want to do anything important in those 2 days in your preparations? If not, you can just give me a small little spiel about whatever you are up to.
Sora would be doing a little bit of preparation by using some of that money to buy some supplies. She's still getting used to the whole monetary exchange for goods. Where she's from, on the island, it was nature provided. That was enough. So she still has a little bit of difficulty with numbers, where she gets in Phoenix's help from time to time, but she goes and buys some canvases and some more paint for when there's moments where they can stop and she can attempt to paint the scenery in her style and way and add some flourishes of like creatures and rune warriors in them. And then stock up on some healing potions and go through the meditative practices before they go.
That sounds good. Something to consider is that for the potions, it could be more expensive here than some of the places in Ikarus. I'm not sure if you'd rather wait to buy them there or not.
How many days is it there?
It's only gonna take you guys
It's
about
gonna be
three days to get there.
2 weeks.
Oh, you're gonna
Okay.
be there for 2 weeks. It's only gonna take you about 3 days to get there.
I know, I just didn't have any at the moment, so I'm just thinking if just in case, but yeah, I'll wait.
I mean, if you want to just buy one here, you could.
Yeah,
you
just
know
one
that right now
common.
their going rate is 125, which is almost double its normal worth.
Alright, then yeah, I will hold off till Icarus.
Not to say
Yeah,
Icarus is
Phoenix.
very much cheaper, but it might be a little cheaper.
And Phoenix might have some contacts, given it's her hometown.
Yeah, you could probably at least get lower than 120 a pop. But you would just tell them not to go to the upper Parsons, or there might be even more than 120.
Yeah, I've got to hang out in her area.
Yeah, so she will go ahead. She'll buy some painting supplies, or at least enough for like maybe 2 to 3 paintings. How much would that be?
Whatever the stock price is for them, you can double it, which would probably run you about 20 gold, probably. I think most tools are like 10 to 25 GP.
Okay, I can do that.
If you go to real rural areas or not a main city, like someone who lives in New York, I could tell you things are very expensive here. They're not as expensive in most other places. Fairlands and Ikarus are kind of.
If they're out shopping together, one of my spells requires gold dust worth at least 25 gold pieces. Since the prices here are more, do I need to deduct 50 for that?
Sorry, can you repeat that?
One of my spells, Arcane Lock, since we're out shopping, it says gold dust worth at least 25 gold pieces. So if I'm going to buy that, I'm just curious, does my paying 25 gold make it that worth, or do I need to do twice as much since it's more expensive here.
Well, the exchange isn't as important as the true value. Any magic is the true value. Something could be worth 25 and you still pay 75 and it'll still only qualify for 20.
Gotcha, that's why I'm asking. So probably paid 50 for it.
Absolutely. Most things here are about double for stuff like that. And you have their 10 sword, then you.
Fairlands is pretty fancy, yes. I'm also gonna do a little shopping, but not crazy. I'm gonna go and buy another like a stack of paper, like the magical paper that wizards use. So I can use that that's what I've been using for my photo paper.
Okay, you sound like a standard like kind of spell book.
Yeah, or just like all the sheets, because I would just keep them in my bag like a folders, but a book would be fine. Whatever works.
It'll run you 35 GP and it'll be like 50 pages.
Okay.
So it'll probably be enough for most of your photos for a while.
Got it. I'm gonna buy okay, I'll just buy the one set. Thank you. And then I'm also gonna I'm just gonna go home. I'll see you. Like the first night, I'll stay at the house or at the school, and the night before we leave, I'll stay at the house, at my house.
Okay.
So I forgot we're in the Fairlands right now. When we went to the City of Divine, Aurel, Aurel Twinheart, gave me an address to a shop in the Fairlands that has relics. Is that within a day's journey, like going there and coming back, or is it too far for that?
You know, a few hours. It'd probably pick up most of your time, so you probably would have been able to get that diamond and then just whatever you're about to do.
Yeah, she would definitely want to go check out that shop before we leave.
All right, so you'll spend it'll take you a few hours to get there. Let's see. Give me a survival check. It doesn't matter if you fail, but it's just how fast you find this kind of back alley shop. It's not in a bad neighborhood, but it's kind of small, like stuck in a place people don't usually travel. I'll tell you, it takes you the standard amount of time, about 6 hours in the carriage. The address was enough. You got lucky with the person who took you, or maybe more appropriately, you found someone who knew that was familiar with this.
They're local.
Yeah, precisely, you found a local. And that local was Judith Bloom. Tell you exactly where it was. But in any case, I mean, if it's in the city you're from, you probably know where the shop is, right?
Oh, I thought she went to Divine.
No, it was while we were in Divine, the person there gave me this Fairlands address.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's Phoenix is right over here. I'll say, like, as I'm walking to my house, I'll just say, like, it's like just a few doors down from where I live.
Thanks. See you in a couple days.
Yep, see ya.
She is gonna go in there and be looking for anything that has relics.
All right, you take just some time to get there. And when you walk into the shop, it looks like some type of fish-like creature is behind the table. A fish fauna. As he turns and looks at you, you see that he is equally handling right now a fish bowl. Goldfish are in it. As he sits it down to look at you, he kind of looks like a catfish in the face. He's got whiskers and stuff. He just... Do you say anything to him? He doesn't speak. He just watches you walk into the shop and is silent.
She will do the slow walk browse of things that are on the shelves. And then when there's nothing out in the open, because these things aren't on display typically, she will walk over to him. Hey, my name's Phoenix. I am from Twice Treasures in Ikarus, and my friend Oral Twinheart from the City of Divine. I asked her about a place with interesting stock, and she sent me your direction. You happen to have anything behind in the back door there, in the back room?
You're not one of them nudists, is you?
No.
To the divine full of the nudist. The name is
No.
Wish, like making a wish.
Ah, I like it. Nice name.
Like, welcome to my shop. Price treasures.
Yeah, so she will pull out her paperwork that she has for her background, her guild merchant stuff. Just like flashing the ID.
Peppy. You come back to the room behind you. First, you feed the goat. What's down?
Oh, I'd be honored. And she will take it. I haven't seen fish like this before. They're very unique. Pets of yours?
Yes. It's just druids in the wild can turn into animals, but they cannot turn into goldfish. Very interesting. These goldfish also have the ability to spout water from their mouth. Be careful. They're like rune warrior fish. Don't worry, they're harmless.
I like them. She sprinkles the food in the bowl.
Take you in the back. He takes you into the back and he opens the door. It just kind of looks like one person's treasure a little bit. It's just mostly junk. But you see that on these shelves lined up everywhere, it's just kind of body parts from automatons, both the race and otherwise. He walks over to one machine as it sparks up. He banks on its head. Don't mind this pesky thing. Have a little drone in which the player will get flashback to the minions you slaughtered the entire campaign. One of them are deactivated in this place and rather beat up.
Do you not have anybody here that can work on these things and give them some new life? She's gonna walk over and with her hands behind her back, because you touch it, you buy it, she's going to try to inspect it.
Give me an investigation, see if you see any immediate flaws. Looking up and down, and you see that it's very unfamiliar to most people, is that it seems to be a faulty wiring. A very new concept to most people of this world, since wiring is still not something that is mainstream. But you can kind of see some of the work you put into Jenkins and machines. It's actually startling how similar they are.
You don't have a local handyman at your disposal?
Oh, just me. Good. Patch them up, send them out. Very popular, this model right here. Used to be a metal rain, you see.
Can I ask, where do you send them off to?
You ship them all over the continent. Most of them get just before Dundelia. Not sure where, but tribes and small organizations out in the plains. Dinosaurs raw.
How much does a specimen like this usually go for?
Oh, this one's on the cheaper side of things. About 1,500 gold pieces.
Oh, wow.
Yes, I know, still I ought to raise the price, but a reasonable, man.
Indeed. She's going to look over the shelves. Is there maybe an arm or a leg that isn't attached to something that she might be able to use?
You see that there's a saw arm. It's just like an arm, but on the end it has like an electric buzz saw on it. He picks it up and he goes, "This one run 350, you see." And you see him cut through some of his throwaway stuff that he uses to try to sell the item.
If she looks at it, can she see if this is something she could incorporate into Jenkins with some time and effort?
Yeah, I mean, just looking at it, you would know that you'd probably lose one of his arms in place of this buzzsaw. As for making him be able to combust his arm and pull it out, that'd take you a bit longer. Probably a few months. Whether it was a raw replacement, you could probably get that done a lot sooner.
Yeah, no, she'd want it to come out from inside Sora. I'm sorry, player forgetting. You said this was 300. He said this one was
350.
Since it's on its own and not attached to anything, would you take 300 for it?
Of course, I take 300.
Well, and that one, well, see, unfortunately, I'm going away for a little while. Gotta go to Ikarus, but if that one, and she points to the full-size one that she was looking at first, if that one's still here in a month when I come back, I think I want it.
The procs, they go quick. Rare find nowadays. They say that the heroes of the world are in direct conflict with this particular bot here. Bot is a short term we use for robot, which is a tongue that the fancy use when they talk of machinery. This proc here, I tell you what, how long you think it'd take you to save up the funds? Maybe I'll put it in the back. Take an immediate loss to the business, but I won't recover it when you come back.
Oh my god, I've tried to decide. She has 2 Wizarders Weekly that are worth a lot, which she parked with these things.
Yeah, single issue, he'd probably swap proc for the ones you have, but those things are just getting more expensive by the year. The ones you very steal when you picked it up the second one.
Yeah, she would not get rid of the one that Sora helped her get, but she had one with her when she got here before.
Well, you had the first issue. That's one you wrote for. So
I have 49 and 53.
Yeah, you have the very first issue. We rolled to see what was the first issue, and it was 49.
Yeah.
So the first issue would get you the proc and the goddamn bus arm if you wanted to swap it here, but you probably would never find that issue again. The first issues are always the hardest, the original, authentic.
Well, I would love for you to hold on to that for me, but if I'm going to save up for it by the time I come back, I'm afraid I can't take this buzzsaw then. She's gonna gingerly set it back down, pull out a piece of paper, write her name, and date it. Sorry, we're supposed to be gone about 3 weeks, so let's date it for a month from now. If I'm not back by this time, and she hands it to him, then go ahead and sell it. But if you can hold on to it till then, I'll be back with the money.
I do you the favor. Seem good. Besides, I know you're a student at the prep. So I'll hold it for 30 days. You come back with the money, it's yours. You don't, sure I find other interested buyers. Thank you for stopping by to do it twice. Treasures.
She's going to start walking out, but as she does, she's going to reach into her bag and pull out one of the bundles of scales from the sunset. I forget what the end of that was. It was those dinosaur type creatures. And she's going to give him one bundle of those just for good faith. If I don't come back, they're yours. Do with them what you please. But let you know that I'm serious.
Smiles at you. The fish, when you come back, they're going to be twice the size. Bring your own food next time. That'll be what the exchange for me holding the item.
Look forward to it.
Take care now.
It's a pleasure.
When you close the doors to his shop, it disappeared.
The shop disappears?
Correct.
Oh, crap. Okay, just for my notes, making sure I remember correctly, it was 1,000 gold for the... No, it was 1,500.
Yeah, 1,500 and buzzsaw was 3.
Yeah, 1,500 for this proc. Okay.
Yeah, the proc. Wow, is that a classic enemy?
Just hearing it is making me remember all those moments with them.
Me and Daniel were talking. I think you guys defeated like 300 procs. That sounds insane. Yeah.
Good lord.
Okay, sorry for the bunny trail, but God, she wants that. And I don't know if she's gonna have the money, but we'll see what we can do.
We can do indeed. In any case, is there any other last minute preparation before we fly out to Ikarus? We are going to be flying there. I'm sure Lewis told you guys that the legendary Sky Knights and their wyverns will be taking flight.
Just in case, while we're out, I'll make a couple potions.
Okay. Do you have soul stones? And if not, what are you using for?
Gotcha. Let's see here. Oh yeah, I probably won't. Shouldn't use. Oh yeah, I won't use the shadow one. No. Do we have any normal ones? Let's see. I don't know if we. Do we have the basic level one, guys?
Did we, when we sealed away the multi-armed mouther, did we get common stones from that? Do you remember?
We got the fire one for sure, and I think the dwarven sigil stones could be used as basics.
They can,
If we
yes.
still have any of those.
That's what you banner. We didn't beat her. We just sent her.
Right. All right. So, yeah, we don't want to use the fire one we got for potions, I don't think.
Nah. Just be a big
That's
ass like
real high quality.
fireball, like cinnamon flavor. I'll just buy them then. I'll just buy 2.
They're 125 a pop, so I'll run you 250.
No problem. Gotcha.
Luckily, you guys recently came into quite a bit of coin from all the back pay the school owed you. And thankfully, Lewis also got you that 3-year Shandon to 1 deal. In any case, is there anything else anyone else would like to do before we go to?
I think just the night before I leave, is there anyone else at home at my house? A chance? Is Hesnock there?
Hesnock would be there.
Yeah, I just want to talk to him for a second.
So you see that he's studying a piece of literature, and they walk over to him. He sees your faces. Well, what does he see on your face?
He sees, it's kind of how I'm speaking right now. Like, there's a lot of things going on in my mind. It feels like I'm trying to balance a lot, and I have a lot of threads out right now, and I feel like I probably have it under control, but maybe I don't. But he's known me for a long time, so he would know. But he would know what to look on my face.
What's wrong?
Ooh. Hey, nothing. Nothing really. Just, I think maybe the first time in a long time I'm a little tired, Just, there's so many threads out there, and I've been pulling at so many at the same time that I feel like, I don't know if I'm gaining on any of them. Do you know what I mean?
I do. But this is your passion. Remember the first time you reported on something?
Yeah. I remember my tryout for Between the Flames. Back when I was a town crier, and I would go around and just yell all the news to everybody, and I'm sure I offended a few people by getting a few stores shut down. But hey, they were doing some shady things. So.
Well, not everything is what it seemed when you first met me. Wow, you're certainly interested in reporting it. When you come to, I'm just a regular person. Which brings me back to my point. So much stuff is happening around you. It's all right. First started out on this. Felt overwhelming. Everything felt new. Everything felt all at once. Of course, there's a difference between something exciting that overwhelms you and something that's just tiring. You just need to refine your excitement. That is exactly why I call you that. Because among all the people I know, you shine brightest. Flower giving birth to full form.
Thanks. I needed this. That's not. Sorry, I haven't really been around a lot. I've been busy at the. I know I don't have to apologize to you. So.
We have a strange relationship. Whether you speak to me once a year or every single day, will not be stained. It will be as strong as any metal dare say stronger.
Hey, I'm leaving to Ikarus. We're doing some, I don't know, some work training thing down there. Do you need anything by chance, or are you good?
Here's something. Icarus, they have the Harpy deliveries. You see anything interesting? Have a Harpy delivery just for the experience.
Yeah, no, no worries. And she just pulls out her little, like a little piece of paper and jots that down. Delivery.
I heard the Harpies could be rather expensive. Physical flight over many days. So here's 50 gold pieces. Hopefully that covers the entire expense.
Oh, it's okay. It's okay. Actually, I'll take it, because who knows? Who knows what the gift will be?
Miles, and you see him go back to his book once he's sure that you've gotten everything in the chest.
Can I see, like, kind of like poke my head over like his shoulder a bit to see what he's reading?
You look at the book, and it looks like some type of ledger pertaining to thieves' guilds. He seems to be trying to study Night Chapter, though it's not directly them, just kind of how these type of organizations operate. When he has enough information, he'll probably write you up a proper paper detailing stuff that you should take care of. You know that some of your finds, Esnok has helped you with years since he has such an astute eye for these.
Judith will start to head off. Like, do you want a tea? I'm gonna make one before I go to sleep.
That would be excellent. Thank you.
All right. She'll go in and make a little tea, and she'll kind of like look off to the side and notice the mechanical looking wheelchair that's sitting, that's probably close to his chair that he's in right now, and give a little smile and go make the tea, and then come back, and then she'll just spend a little bit of the night just enjoying her time with him before she goes to sleep.
Yeah, he's good company. He's not overly chatty. So if it's something's important to talk about, he'll try to make the moment deep. But he's always been there for you and always will be.
Yeah, when Judith is around him, she feels like almost like you can exhale, like you're around like your best friend, and everything just feels very easy and refocused.
Excellent. Anything else, Judith Bloom will be up to?
Nope.
Sweet.
Snoring away.
I think we touched on Sora, if Phoenix. Lewis, any last minute preparations?
Not really for the most part. We just shuffle together all of his papers and pack all that up. Any extra paperwork or books he's not really able to bring with him on it, just because it'd be too much of a hassle to carry it around all the time. He'd probably just get like the chest that's in his room and just like stuff it all in there, lock it up so that no one could access it. Well, he's out, and just meet up with everybody.
Actually, I would check on you because I wasn't there when we confirmed that the other class would be there with us as well.
Let's have that conversation. That's huge, whether Nikita will be attending or not. So, Lewis, you would meet up with, actually, Amrit would meet up with you. You guys can talk about this.
I'll just kind of like barge in your room, like,
Noel, hey.
No, hey, Owens. What's up?
What? Anyway, Nikita, is she on board or what?
Well, funny coincidence, actually. It seems like Alexia has a similar study to us. Her entire team is going to be down over in Ikarus, which includes Nikita.
You didn't know that before, or?
There's a lot of paperwork, alright?
You should probably know what the other classes are doing, I'm just saying.
Yeah. He's just like slightly chuckling to himself as he's finishing his packing.
Well, You got a lot of shit on your plate. Sorry. As long as she's safe,
No worries.
that's what matters. Of course, Creed will be there too, but that's fine, I guess. All right. I'll see you in the morning.
Gives a nod.
And I'll go to my room. I'll also be that guy that came in and like opened the door, but I don't close the door when I leave, so it's kind of annoying. Like common courtesy not fulfilled.
Yeah, just like notices the door open, just grabs the book and just tosses it at it to try to close it.
All right, and as you guys all would have surely eventually assembled, the next day would come and you would see wyverns swoop down from the sky with knights on their back. And even though people kind of call the Sky Knights legendary, individually they're not like extremely powerful warriors, but the way that they fight on the back of these wyverns has made them so popular. They're written in many stories and all kinds of stuff. But you'd imagine that each of them are probably about as strong as the knights that guard you all. But still, you get points for style as they come in and fly down before all of you as the wind beats onto you. You've seen these wyverns before, but still rare treat. Very rare have you seen. I think the last time was the carnival, was it?
Back when we were,
Sure.
with the first circus.
Yeah, like the prologue.
Session 0.
Session 0, half session.
To ride the skies. I hear some of the most free wind rune users could fly in the air without the assistance of wings.
That sounds terrifying.
It sounds freeing, my friend.
Sometimes the same thing. So what are we riding these like 2 to 1 or what?
Guy Knight jumps down. There's a back saddle that 2 of you can go to a wyvern. Do not worry, we transform people. Though I'll be honest, typically they're prisoners. He laughs. Don't worry, the seat is still comfortable in any case.
Alright, who am I riding with?
She doesn't care, he just looks at you. You can pair up however you see fit. Our job is to get you there. Who you have partnered with is entirely up to you, your own comfort.
Oh, I'll ride with you, Sora.
Okay, Judith.
Who's gonna talk the least? Noel, come on.
Sounds good.
Talk the least.
Important. Is Judith in front or back?
I mean, she's bigger, so I don't know, maybe in the front.
Okay. Just wanted to have an image in my head when we start flying. That's all.
Yeah.
And you see that this one takes center in front. You think that he's probably like a guardsman. Not that the others can't fight with passengers, but if something small kind of interferes, he'll probably scout out ahead or other stuff. Should be a safe flight. They tell you that based on their percentages provided by Clamdor, that is 1,000% chance more likely to endure serious injury riding a carriage than to fly. With that said, after a moment, you see him just kind of pull back on his reins, and the wyverns screech and take to the air. All of you just dash off. The amount of air you guys are taking just to get into the sky is insane. It certainly would be an uncomfortable ride. However, once they reach the height that they desire, the air kind of breezes on. It's smooth and it's clean, and you realize that it's just the takeoff that's rough. Now that they're in motion, it's going to be pretty pleasant. So how are you all enjoying that as you guys are about 120 feet off the floor as they zoom off in the distance towards the land?
Well, that takeoff, the reason why I asked you, Cake, is as we take off, all of Judith's luxurious red hair, it's normal. It just flings back, and Sora's entire head is covered in this red hair, and she can't see anything as she's holding on until, the winds die down. Then slowly it comes away. It's like she blinks a couple times, just goes, "Oh, you must have very expensive shampoo. That was very pleasant."
It's just certain oils and things that I've been using. It's a new formula.
Well, it's working.
Judith will just go and it's fucking amazing. She loves it. She has probably as a big of a smile as Sora does, and I'll take a photo of the landscape.
You get a beautiful shot. Trees, they almost look like patches of grass. You can see small animals, bears, and other stuff they look small from at least where you're up at. But you're traversing the land extremely fast. You think that you could have gotten to Ashokali's temple in half a day, maybe less, on the back of these fast wyverns. Though you do notice that their pace slows down in certain areas. They probably speed up in places that are supposed to be dangerous and take a more normal pace, safer flight zone. Eventually, in the distance, you would see insanely beautiful city of Ikarus after about a day and a half. The towers piercing the sky, that even the wyverns fly. The tip of the city being above their 120-foot flight pattern by quite an impressive amount. Stare upon the city, many of you may be in awe, because even though you've been here before, you've probably never entered from this vantage point. And those of you who lived through your whole lives, I would say that you're probably equally impressed, because I don't know if you've ever taken a flight on a wyvern's back for this type of view. But it probably wears off faster for you, because then you kind of remember. Not that it's a bad place. In any case, as you do arrive, let me put you. Go ahead,
She's still mystified because a lot of this stuff is still really new to her, coming from the islands. So, it's anyone looking at her can obviously see she is still in the high spirits of adventure for someone who's spent their entire life on the back of dragon turtles.
During this time, could we have convinced the rider to try to go faster at points and do crazy tricks with us?
Persuasion. The Skynights are pretty chill when they're not dealing with hostile people.
Hold on, Sora.
Oh, this is my jam.
We lost one. No, we lost two. What the? Man down! Man down! Oh, my copy imposter.
Sabotage. I wrote pushed Lewis.
What in the world?
Oh no.
Oh, and you guys get to this map if you move your token, maybe. But this is the overview of the cities. The top right corner are figures that Phoenix would be familiar with. Oh, there you guys go.
Yeah,
oh, shoot. Oh, it's black.
Oh, it's dark.
I'm gonna refresh and see what happens there.
No, the old dynamic black. Here we go.
What?
There we go.
Whew. That reveal, though.
Oh, these are top figures that are just common knowledge for everybody. We have the Council, the Elemental Chaos on top. They run the city. The city of Ikarus is not ruled by one person. It is ruled by a council of some people that the residents, such as Lewis and Phoenix, are familiar with. General Zebulon, the daughter of Sarum Bold. Marshal Mal is the High Marshal that pertains to the legal system outside of the Sky Knights. Librarian Fairlands is the current one who controls the Mega Library, as Ikarus has the biggest library in the world. It used to be public access, but now it's not. Then there's Engineer Clamdor, who's looking younger than ever before. Clamdor, to be exact. Engineer.
Yeah, you need Lewis, you need to ask Glamdor for the hookup. Like, what?
In any case, as you do come upon this beautiful city, you get a few moments to just gaze upon its light. Go ahead and take a 10-minute break, and then we'll finish strong in our final hour.
Hell yeah.
Fairlands alive.
See you on 10.
Yeah, be right back.
Cloudy, I just figured that if Sora and Judith were both on the same Wyvern, like, I mean, we're gonna try to go do something, at least a couple cool barrel rolls or something, right?
Oh yeah, no, you wouldn't find any contest from Sora.
So I just be like, oh, can we go faster? What?
Her fighting style is literally holding onto a staff with her feet. She's fine. And she wants to fly one day, so.
Shit. Oh, I didn't know that. I could have taken fly, I think.
Not through the runes, I mean, yeah.
Okay.
Naturally.
Let's see.
But that would be a lovely early thing.
No, it's not a bard spell. Oh.
It's all good. You pick up some really good ones otherwise.
I
know you'll use tongues pretty well.
yeah, I chose tongues instead.
And I gotta remember, you make my stuns potentially happen a lot more often.
Also, I'm gonna say that I did skywrite, and I put like big O's in the air that we like rings that we flew through every now and then.
Nice. I look forward to running this game Friday. I'm just gathering all the stat blocks of everything I'm gonna use at the moment.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to get in.
I hope you do.
Yeah, it should be fun.
I'm pre-slotted for be there Friday, and I'm also. Oh, that's probably a good. I'll just.
Okay.
But yeah, I have one more level until CL becomes gold, and one more level till Credence becomes level 8. So I'm gonna try to boost those suckers up. one's really relaxing too. Great choices tonight, Falcon.
A lot of them would have a timestamp, but we do back now. I have a horrible habit
Yo.
of calling break and walking away.
No idea.
Yeah, we're like right at like 10:30, something like that.
Right at 10. Oh, nice. Sweet. All right, then we'll do a roll call real quick. Phoenix?
Sorry, I was muted. I'm here.
How's that go, day? Okay, cool. So you're here, Emirate,
Yo.
Lewis,
Hi.
Judith,
Hello.
Sora.
I am here.
Nice. All right, open. Gigante. You off to this habit of doing that. All right, so as you guys land in this beautiful big city, some of you call home, others you've been here before. Luckily, you've never truly explored every corner of it. Now, earlier you made a persuasion check, so we do know that you guys did a few wheelies in the sky. So I would like your choice of athletics or acrobatics to see if you would have fell out of your seat. You have no risk of dying. You'll just be either propelled by the cords holding you. The crazy scene. I think it's just Judith and Sora's one that did wild maneuvers. Both of you managed to maintain yourself as a Sky Knight. So you see him dip down towards the city limits, swing under the bridge over here, and you can see people like kind of holding their hats, almost like they're used to it. They don't even look. They just lift their hands up, hold their hats. Some of the ladies hold their skirts because a heavy wind kind of can blow them up sometimes. But it shoots underneath. Woof, it dives up, swinging around this facility before going into the air and on its back, as though it's falling, will be impaled on a spike, lets itself drop as you guys hold yourselves. Before it hits the spike, the Sky Knight looks at all of you, smiling, and he zips around it all the way to the bottom when he drops you guys off. So how would you have, what would you guys have been doing during that round?
What? I would have been loving life to the fullest.
Sora would also you would hear screaming and laughter as they would just fly through the air. And she's so used to her, like, keeping her balance on her staff and holding on to it in battle, she's able to kind of just like let herself hold her arms out as she's just holding on to the saddle with her legs and just trying to imagine what it'd be like to be able to do it yourself, as she just is having a great time.
These wyverns, are we side by side, or is it still like I'm in front of Sora, I guess?
Yeah, you're slightly in front of her during this whole thing.
Okay, I would try to, like, as my like both hands are up, like a roller coaster. I try to grab onto Sora so we can be hold on together.
All while trying to dodge your hair.
As you guys land, the rest of them are already waiting down at the bottom, seeing that your Sky Knight did an extra maneuver. The other guys kind of look at him and they have like a little, and then the knights just go, "You need a map of the area. Are you familiar?"
As Sora pats Judith's hair back down from the windswept nature, she looks over. Oh yes, I have a problem with these things. I would very much like one.
Good. Go ahead, Phoenix.
I was just saying she's laughing at Sora, but she's gonna let them hand her a map. That's totally fine.
Pulls out a basic map. It's nothing special. It kind of just marks down prevalent locations, including showing the status of the towers and how they line up. Knowing that it's actually an entry fee to enter some of these higher populace. Just kind of a general letter that a lot of the residents long abandoned, but it's given to tourists primarily. As you're given that, the Sky Knight just goes, "It was nice traveling with you for the last few days. Hope you enjoy your stay in the Sky Kingdom." of Ikarus.
See you around, Wilson.
Take off. The skylights disappear.
Who was from here again? It was Judith is like it was Phoenix and Lewis, right?
Yep.
Yep.
Not
Maybe
from
like
up here though. This is fancy.
how about you,
Well,
Lewis?
Been around up here every now and again. Not where we usually station ourselves. A little bit lower, around the mid-tiers where me and my old group used to hang out.
should we check in or we're just gonna fuck around the city for a bit?
I should deliver some of my put some of my things away before I start venturing out.
Yeah, I say we go check in, unload ourselves, and then go have some fun.
Oh, like Samurai has like nothing basically. Sure.
Agreed.
Are the other students from the other class? Or did they fly in the wyverns as well? Or are they not with us?
They'll probably be here in a few hours because your sets of
Okay.
wyverns came, and then the next set to pick them up was probably like an hour or two afterward.
Gotcha.
I'm guessing we're not too far away from the Harpy.
No. They brought you to the upper echelon of the city. The Harpy just sits actually on the map. That over there is the Harpy. Highland Harpy.
Yeah, Phoenix will start walking that direction.
Phoenix, is the Harpy delivery service from at the same place where we're going to?
Yeah, it's like bar, delivery, multi-purpose. I think the police sort hang out there and discuss how to take care of us peasants.
Huh, that's perfect. I gotta send something back home soon. Thanks.
It seems so long ago we were all here together.
Were we here together? We kind
But
of
wasn't this a festival?
got thrown together.
Well, sure, but yeah,
Good
it
times.
was a
good
nice
times.
time. Yeah.
We've
It was
changed.
because. Oh, go.
We've changed so much in that time. Stronger, different.
Yeah.
It was because of the article I read about. I wrote about the festival that allowed me to bump up the ranks in between the flames.
I only managed to come because I begged Master Zuru to take me. It wasn't really my invitation, but I'm just really happy he took me.
Funny, my invitation wasn't mine either. Frankie gave it to me.
I kind of
well-
took a metaphor too literal.
So you guys all like snuck in?
Oh, I definitely snuck in.
Oh no, I had one. It just wasn't mine. It was given to me.
And I had a chaperone.
Actually, I hope the guy I stole that from is okay. Anyway, let's go.
You guys travel throughout the city, which itself is very beautiful. This is a high life that even the residents, save for some visits from Lewis occasionally to this area with Clammed or other top named individuals, have experienced. As you get to the Highland Harpy, which sits at the edge of the cliff that drops off into the ocean far beneath the land, you can see that it is beautiful, but it also looks like it is closed, as in there is no customers inside. However, there's one individual further in as the doors open, who seems to have been expecting you, maybe having opened up today specifically so you can get your bearings and comfortability. In any case, I'll move you there now.
God, did the Academy rent out the whole damn place?
Quite possibly.
I had no expense.
Do you guys have vision?
Yeah.
Oh, the nostalgia hit hard.
I know.
Back when I used to make all my battle maps, I made this battle map, but now I just support Patreons to use their maps.
Mhm.
Hey, Judith, don't flip out, but will you do me a favor?
Yes.
She's gonna stand in front of the sign. You take my picture.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, hold on. Do you want Jenkins in this or?
Nah, just me.
She
Alright.
walks away.
She sticks out her tongue, does peace sign.
Okay, 1 second. I took a wide one. I'm gonna do a landscape one here. Okay, you're good.
Cool. Can I have one of them? I need to rub it in Viddy's face.
Yeah, here. I'll give you. I'll send it to you in the Discord of what it was.
Thanks.
Why is this place so special? Just because it's.
Cause us lowly people that work for a living. God, this place is iconic.
Okay.
No one in my family will ever get to step foot in here except for me.
Oh, they're gonna love this photo of you then.
Some of them will.
You into the Highland Harpy, beautiful decoration of a bastard painted to the HH following, depicting that their beauty and their grace and their wings has taken them a long time. You can see history written in the wing, which this description helps you find. Words baked in white ink, blackened scar, dressed on the ground. You also see that there are potions here. Currently, the cases are imagine during regular hours you have access to. Marshall Mal, someone you've met individually though you may not have fully engaged with, seems to be here with a set of keys on the table. She looks back behind you expectantly, ushers you forward. This place has a beautiful scent, smelling like cinnamon. Not too strong, not overpowering, but the seats here are all decorated heavily. Finest fabric, even with imitation jewels embedded in, or perhaps real ones. A map of the entire continent of the Elder Earth can be found on the table. Fancy cups made for tea or coffee, tiny biscuits, though they call everything biscuits when you can clearly see cupcakes and cookies are on the table. Marshall Mal turns to each of you to address you with a gift-wrapped bottle of wine. Mr. Newell, I presume.
That'll be right.
He hands you the bottle. She opens up a little. Thank you, students of Fairlands, for taking up the work study with E. Clamdor. We hope you enjoy your stay in the Highland Harpy. Be open for business in a few days, but for now, consider it your home. We'll have every amenity afforded to you. Here, each of you take this complimentary 50% off coupon for whatever you need, the city proper. Truly, enjoy your participation, Grand Kingdom Sacred. Signed, the Elemental Council. Closes the scroll, giving you the wine bottle and the keys to the Highland Harpy. It's all yours until the owner comes back in a few days. Please keep it in proper shape.
Of course. Much appreciated.
Oh, I ought to be on my way. She stops by Phoenix. You look familiar. I think I saw you speaking with my uncle.
Oh, yeah. Sorry again for your loss.
Looks at you for a moment. Yeah. Now that she's lost a lot in her life. And there's many people that she's never had a chance to lose.
Phoenix turns around and goes back to inspecting the gems. She wants to know if these things are real or not.
Go ahead and give me a. You have what tool proficiencies? You don't have jeweler's tools.
I do have jeweler's tools.
Jeweler's tools,
proficiency.
intelligent.
Dang it!
You think it's 50-50. Probably real. But you think since it is the Highland Harpies, the top of the importance of the location, they're more than likely real. They're probably not really expensive, but just to appease the fancy customer, they probably didn't put imitation. Fortunately, cannot.
She's going to like run around the place. This is crazy. I can't believe we're actually here and they gave you the freaking keys.
Yep. Well, while you guys unpack, I am going to have a little drink.
And then we'll like hop over the bar here.
But do we know that we got free roam of that? Are they gonna charge us afterwards?
Charge who exactly?
As he like takes a bottle.
Mr. Newell, I guess.
Oh, good year.
Yeah.
Thanks, teacher.
Oh god.
So
I
when
can't
you
afford that.
when you jump over the counter, you can see that there are a whole bunch of witch wine, very expensive, 150 GP a bottle wine, and that they're very potent. They also uncharm individuals who drink it. So people here like to have a glass or two when engaging in business, just in case sneaky crafts are being. So just drinking a bottle of witch wine will remove the charm condition on any individual enjoying them. As for these rooms, they are covered at night. You pull up these wooden hedges that are in the floor, and you can attach them to the ceiling like a curtain, but a little bit more durable. So in this place, kind of in the theme of the harpy and bird-like creatures, you're more like in a nest when it's time to sleep. This is the only room you don't have access to. So it's not locked. If your curiosity piques you, you can open it. You just see a sign that it is the owner's bedroom. You can certainly
She's
peek
going
inside.
to crack it just to peek in. She's not going to enter, but she's got to see what's in there.
Absolutely. When you look inside, you can see that the carpet is laced in gold, kind of like in modern day where you can like eat gold. It's not the stuff that will fetch you a lot of money, but it's just an extra appeal for if you're like well off.
God damn. She'll close it.
It's insane. As you close the door, the bathroom you went into earlier had warm water at all times, unless you had a preference of cold, at which point the very thought changed the temperature of the water. The mirror is a little intimidating. When you stand in front of the mirror, it kind of makes your outfit transparent, unless you don't want it to be transparent. It's used for when people want to change their outfits constantly, to see it, how it looks, the undergarments, the top piece, instead of having to take off individual pieces at a time. Very fancy stuff. Though you would notice that anyone else who looked upon you didn't see that. You were still clothed. So eventually, working out the mechanics of it all, you realize that it still maintains your privacy. It's just very convenient. And what
Is it attached to the wall?
it isn't.
She's going to like lift it up a little bit and look behind it and see if she could see any workings.
Oh, yes, you could see a signature on it, and it's signed by Clem.
Fuck. She lets it go, leaves the room.
As you go up to examine it and Sora walks by and looks, you hear her shriek and cover herself. Phoenix, why did you not tell me? I forgot to put on my clothes.
She'll go stand next to you. What do you see?
She like looks down. Oh, magic.
Yeah. Figure it's Clamdor who would make a mirror that shows people naked.
Why is that?
You'll figure it out once you meet him.
Very ominous. I'm gonna take advantage of this hot water, though. So I will get actual naked. I'm just gonna close this sentence. Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
All right.
Okay, so we got like 2 days. Do we want to try to work on Amrit's issue during these 2 days before we got to be on the clock?
Which one?
The one we're looking for the killer, right? Looking
Yeah.
for Terma.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, sure. Head on down to the alley there.
Yeah, if you don't mind, my home's on the way down there. I'd like to stop in and say hello.
I'm in.
But also my possible contact lives there, so
Oh, family, huh? That's something you want to be sober for? Or...
No, I do not recommend that.
Here, and I'll like slide a tankard down.
Thank you much.
Do you pop open the witch wine?
I'll pop the witch wine and pour that in there. Yeah.
When you pour the first cup of immediate aroma that pours out of it, just mind blowing, succulent. It's everything you hope from it. Almost changes hue and flavor based on your preference. You know, because what you taste is different from whoever else enjoys it with you. Of course, maybe no one else. But it is rich and at the same time, despite it having a hint of dryness to it, extremely flavorful, slightly sweet.
Nice. What about you, Noel?
I'm good. He looks a little bit hesitant in his voice as he's saying that, as he's just like scrambling around trying to look for some water.
There's some tea over here or coffee.
Tonics too.
Close enough.
I imagine do I just put like the piece of gold down on the illusion like it's like I'm buying it?
Yeah, if you once you put the gold down, you see that the table opens up and gets slotted. Almost like you're playing for some type of event.
I'll put which one do you want, Lewis?
I don't know, just some sort of flavored water, I guess.
Okay, I'll pull out a separate pouch from my own money pouch as Lewis's gold, and I will put a gold down for that.
And I'm giving you guys time to RP, so I'm trying to like that's one appropriate. But as you put the gold down for the thing, Sora in the bathroom, and you will fulfill your desire as well. So in the bathroom again, turrets, blasting you, or even a bubble bath. You think that every time you guys spend a night at the Highland Harpy, if you take a bath or enjoy other amenities, you will lose one additional exhaustion. Normally, can only lose one exhaustion along. That is a benefit of the bathroom. So, Sora, what kind of experience are you having in there? Since the water can kind of do a lot of stuff that we have in modern times, but also playful stuff like bubble baths and other.
So to illustrate the image, Sora is about collarbone deep, like sitting down. Her head is lolled back as she is definitely slotted in for the bubble bath, along with the torrents going, and that water is at a very nice hot level where steam rises, and just like a Marak monkey, she's just like head tilted back, like almost falling asleep at the moment as she's just completely at zen.
Excellent. And that relaxation, you realize that your body has had a lot more knots than you thought, because you do push it to its every day almost, especially in battles. I think that this is probably one of the most enjoyable baths. Actually, I'm fairly confident this is the most enjoyable bath you've ever had. This is one of a kind experience that only those at the top of the food chain, sadly, get to enjoy. But today, you're a part of that tub. In any case, as you might be fighting, falling asleep in that tub entirely, not just dozing off.
Yeah, she's currently just like head lolled to the side, like, and her eyes are just kind of in that dreamy state as she's just smiling and just sinking lower and lower and just being totally relaxed.
Those of you in the table, you could see that the map on the table has a marker on it showing you your current location. After a while, the map switches to showing you the local shops that are in this area. Let's go ahead and pop that up now, which you can later find under resources. Give you an idea of some of the local, also equally fancy places where you could spend that 50% discount each of you have one ticket for. So when you look at these prices, if something is really catching your eye, consider your 50% discount ticket for it. But while you're all enjoying tea, I think, Lewis, did you actually fold for the tea, or did you get the water?
Do what now?
Did you get tea or water?
I think Judith, I think, paid.
Excellent, excellent.
Yeah. I think you said that you wanted the bubbly water.
Yeah, just something flavored.
Sure, yeah, you can get some bubbly water. They call it pop. With that said, Amber, are you enjoying it? Oh, you got the whole bottle of witch wine.
Yeah.
Phoenix, you see them engaging each other. You're having a seat over there too. There's also a cleaning service for Jenkins. You noticed that that in the bathroom you saw a sign that said that you can put equipment in here, including stuff like Jenkins, and it will shine it.
She makes a mental note of that, but she wants to let Sora have her quiet time.
Oh, absolutely.
She's looking over this list of shops.
What impresses you guys further as you're looking over the list of shop are two illusions up, and Suriel looks at you as well as Gordon. Customers! Oh, crap. If you guys need something, I can get it delivered to you. Just let me know. Write a note down, and you see a piece of paper slide out from under the map. Chart down what you want, slide it under the map. Do I even have to tell you guys, are you new here?
Yep.
So write down what you want, slide it under with the GP that you need, which is short for gold pieces. And it'll all get transferred. The Harpies do these type of deliveries for free. They take the expense. So whatever you give us, consider leaving a small tip for the Harpies. In any case, it is included in the service. It's not required. Please enjoy the shop, says the beardless. Whereas Persuvio doesn't really talk. The air room. A very young lady, definitely probably inherited her shop, or maybe she worked hard. Don't judge her. But she probably maybe like 18, 19 if we use our regular any of how you. And she has an impressive shop. Phoenix should tell you that most people that have these type of stuff probably came. In any case, this is what is offered for you. You can consider today walking away with whatever you'll receive it in a few hours from the Harpies, but you could put that order in. And then later, Sora, just so you don't miss out, you can enjoy your bowl bath as long as you want, and eventually we'll say you got the rundown. So if you see something you like, you could submit it and eventually get it as well.
Yeah, I'm looking at it and I'm thinking if a moon touched quarterstaff could exist.
Simple weapon, then it certainly does.
I must have something from the moon.
What does Moon Touched do?
It is a Xanatar's item. Let me go ahead and pop that up. Typically, their swords, I'm allowing them to be any simple or martial, and it dictates the price. But here's what it does. Now, something that isn't immediately obvious, but also a huge benefit is it is a magical weapon, so it automatically gets over creatures that resist non-magical weapons. So that's something to consider as well. That's smooth.
Yeah, Sora, at least start with me. I'm going to. So we all get a ticket to mark something 50% off, right?
Correct. Each of you were given one ticket. So it's kind of odd because not all of you really got a ticket. That was given to the students. So Lewis doesn't have his own ticket.
Oops.
Yeah, that's reasonable.
Well, I'm kind of holding on to my money for something else. So, Lewis, if there's anything you want, you can have my ticket.
You sure?
100%.
I have 189
Keep the nod.
of your gold, Lewis.
I told you I gave that to you.
Yeah, but if you want
I'd rather
something,
not have too much on me.
no, that's what I'm saying. You can use it to buy whatever you want.
We'll see.
Sure. I'll take a A moon-touched weapon, sure. Take any advantage I can get.
And that would be a marshal for what, 250, right? I'll put it 255. The 5 being the tip.
By the way, the moment you put that in, you see a harpy swoop from the left side of this building. You have a feeling that there's a harpy nest on this property as they're swooping in and out for various other deliveries. If anyone's interested in checking that out, have yourself a proper look.
Yes.
Yeah, the moment you probably saw it swoop behind you, you pulled out your thing.
Yes. Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. Hold on. Yeah.
Oh, no. Let me know if you want me to move one. Maybe you caught one in flight.
Oh, yeah. Where are they at exactly?
They're on the left side of the map. There's actually a little house with them, a big ass birdhouse with nests in it, with harpies. And it's a window, but I will toss you through it.
Yeah, I'll just say like over here, and I took a photo of them flying.
Which this is the famous harpy delivery service Ikarus is known for. They deliver to the entire world, whereas Between the Flame delivers raw messages. These people are able to deliver physical goods in record time. You can kind of see them there. The harpies. One of them takes a look at you.
Hello.
Let me see
Hello?
here. They do speak common, so he looks at you and goes, "Hi. Are you
Oh,
looking
hey.
for our service?"
Oh, hi. No, just eventually, yeah. But this is my first time here, so just saying hi. I'm Judith Bloom from Between the Flames. How are you?
They're good, and they're more dressed in the art with them. It's actually official 5e artwork for them. But since they're in the
Yeah.
city, they have proper kind of clothing. Probably still really light, but enough to cover up the. As she turns to look at you, she goes, "I'm doing all right. Do you perhaps have a delivery?"
I not yet. I want to deliver something back home, but it'll take me probably a little bit to procure it all. But do I pay you guys, or who do I pay for this?
They point to the kind of bird bath of water. See, kind of like a wishing well, golden. That typically you pay the owner, but he has plans for when he's not here. He still runs the service. You can leave whatever you want inside here. And actually, when he's not here, which might be more proficient if you can do it before he arrives in about 4 or 5 days, it's a pay what you want versus the standard flat rate, which is 35 GP.
She'll just kind of think back to how much Hesnot gave her and how he probably knew how much this thing cost, and she appreciates the little, I don't know, allowance, I guess. And she'll say, yeah, I'll be back. And I'm sorry, what were your names?
The harpy looks at you and says, "Vindrel is my name.
Vindrel.
Antel. Sorcery." Look at this recording to remember made up name.
Vindrel. What was it? Sorcery?
Yes.
I'm writing this down. And what was the other one? Vindrel Marcel?
Yes. No
Okay.
reason whatsoever. Drop those in chat.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Exactly what I planned.
There you go. All right. Well, yeah. Thank you, and I'm sure I'll see you around. We'll be here for a few weeks.
They kind of smile, and then you see them lay down and go to sleep. They're quite intelligent creatures, and this is how they found their life. Instead of going out hunting on the prowl or fighting people, the ones that settled in Ikarus really enjoyed it. Those of you who've managed to get into the beds, you feel weightless, so that you're comfortable and not kind of crouched up in it. There is a spell of levitation applied on the material, which allows you to literally feel weightless while also comfortable.
This is insane.
I know, right?
I have never felt more at peace in my life. If only the nagging feeling of guilt wasn't so present.
Think you might be my conscience, Laura.
It's clear that not everyone gets to enjoy this. So it's hard for me to accept that I get to, because of a position. I don't know.
Yeah, well, we're kind of putting our lives on the line for the world, so yeah.
But the world lives around us. It suffers the same as we do. They may not have the power to fight with us, but this world is just as much as theirs as it is ours.
Definitely is. And what I want in my life right now is the best cooking in the whole damn city.
Ooh.
What time of day is it? Would Phoenix be wrong to think she could go visit home and say hi?
No, you certainly can. You think that you could arrive there hour? Getting into the upper district a lot longer than leaving.
We have like papers that say we're allowed to come back up here.
Yeah, when she gave Lewis the bottle and stuff, you guys would have given proper temporary IDs to bypass the points entering. Usually it takes like 15, 20 minutes verifying people. You guys have passed that. Yeah, it's and as for the time of day, it's about 5. You can get home by 6, and be ready an hour later. Or you know that your aunt be ecstatic to see you. Doesn't mind guests or the married.
Yeah, well, I think I'm gonna head down. Gonna go say hi to my aunt. Torment, Vidsend. You got that picture of Pink Amrit that we're looking for?
Where on the map there?
She will go over and point. It is not the slums, but it is definitely not OPU.
Gotcha. It's in the vault.
Kind of like Google Maps when she points to it and on it, but it's not real time, so it's like it's spying. You spy on people and stuff, but it just zooms into the exact location of whenever it took the initial photo. So there are people in the background, but it's still framed.
Yeah, Street View.
Yeah, exactly.
My family's not the easiest to swallow. So I don't expect any of you to come with me, but you're welcome to if you want, but it ain't no luxurious place like this.
Oh, there's no way I'm missing it.
Yeah.
Are you
bear in
kidding?
mind.
I'll just get back into my clothes.
Oh wait, but she was in a robe, never mind.
She's in her bathrobe, yes.
I was like, what do you mean by that?
Yeah, she didn't pull an Emirate and was wearing that damn outfit.
This is true.
All right, I'm ready.
Oh, Auntie's gonna love you, Sora.
All right, so good.
I simply must see the family of my best friend.
Aw, best friend, for reals?
Of course, you are all my best friends.
I mean,
Well-
I didn't know we were labeling things like that.
It just seems right when I say it out loud. Well, I suppose Lewis is more my mentor. Okay, grouchy best friend. I'll leave it at that.
Hey, you might even like Paz,
Sure.
Lewis. He's a little bit more closer up your range of things.
We'll see. But nice to meet people you grew up with.
So is it the three of you and Jenkins? Judith and Aerith got some Estigantes to do themselves.
Yeah,
and-
actually, can I talk to Lewis real quick?
Absolutely.
What's up?
You know, I got a visit from your friend not so long ago, right?
Friend?
Well, not really your friend. What was she, elvish? Weird mask, a lot of knives.
Oh. Her.
It's my
Well,
second
I
time
know what you're
encountering
talking
her.
about, but... Wait, your second?
Yeah, first one's at the funeral, or outside of it, waiting for you. Second time she was looking for me, at the training field.
Hmm. There's like a concerned look that just comes over Lewis's face.
Didn't want to worry you, just wanted you to know. Don't know what her deal is. Guess she has beef. But she's not afraid to put us in it. See what kind of people, I don't know, align themselves with you. However she views you.
I'll keep that in mind. If there's anything I'll tell you at least, it's that I don't know her all that well either. She didn't join until way later from the looks of it.
Oh, great. So her hate is passed down. Best kind.
Maybe.
I mean, someone she cares about. She feels they were crossed by you then.
Most likely.
Fortunately for you, that's the least rational kind. Anyway, just thought you should know. It's your business, not mine.
I appreciate it.
No problem.
He starts on his way before he kind of pauses in a step. Oh yeah, here. And he just holds the bottle by the cork of it and just passes it over to Amrit from his shoulder.
Oh, thanks. Hey, if this isn't your thing anymore, just let me know. Won't ask again.
No worries. And just walks off.
And I'll go and put it back up.
On the way out, is there like a coaster or something with the Harpies insignia on it that Phoenix can take without getting anybody in trouble?
Yeah.
She'll definitely pick up one of them.
There's the imprint that you see on the floor here, HH on it. Otherwise, it looks like what you.
Yeah. Bring something home.
So is Judith going for you guys, or is she sticking back with Emery?
Emma, you're not coming?
No.
Stay here.
All right, I'll see you later.
See ya.
You want me to leave Jenkins here so you're not lonely?
I'll be fine.
I'm sure the other group will get here by the time, here shortly.
Yeah, he can.
Actually, you know what? I'll watch him.
Jenkins will just stand in the middle of the room then.
Yeah, he's reading aloud the text on Highland Harpy look. So the rest of you would leave eventually at the Phoenix's, and we're gonna pick up next session with you getting into the house. But you would get to about the midsection, below the nobles, surviving just above the. But I suppose one thing that catches your eyes Phoenix, something very concerning to you is pinned on the door, kind of hammer and nail. Look at that. It would be in these times if you're not in the Noble District. You could see a rent overdue, and it is the final warning. So, we'll venture deeper into that next week. What is your immediate feeling seeing that stapled onto the doors? You get excited to go up to the house. Your auntie's there. Your cousins.
What the hell? I sent the money.
Maybe there were things they were not telling you, things they felt you best not know.
Oh, they're gonna answer this.
But sure, you knock on the door. Scene closes for your particular group for the night.
Yeah, she'll reach up and rip it down and knock on the door.
Door springs. Pick up the. Now, right, you and Jenkins. This is gonna be a proper. Jenkins is looking at you, and you're looking at him. What do you?
You and I, we're gonna go check out that alleyway. See what we can find by ourselves.
Jenkins. But while you're talking to Jenkins, here's someone walk in. When you look up to see who would other class is what you expected. Terma looks at you. You look at Terma.
Oh, she's. What? Did she kill them all?
Oh.
Oh, come on.
Yeah.
So you came to me.
Why? Why would you not go to the dinner?
Well, we got Jenkins guarding the place.
I just thought something cool might happen, and it did.
Oh, yeah, I did not tell anything to him. But I will swear you a word as you said, came to me. He looks at you and he draws his blade and spans his bloody wing. I'm to add you to my collection. And,
You can try.
Try he will. That is where the session officially ends. Thinking just go. Thinking?
Yeah, I hope you know Jenkins can't do anything without Phoenix.
Yeah, it's like follow her last directive or dodge.
Don't worry, he'll at least be able to tell you
What
what
was his
happened.
last directive?
I think we'll just hang with Amber,
Yeah,
basically.
keep Everett company.
Yeah, he's just gonna watch.
Oh.
He might even get in on the beatdown. Make sure. You know, there's no way Ember could take the both of them.
I am
He just won't know which Amru to side with.
I
I
think he
am-
does.
I'm
Does
very
he?
happy that I left.
Yeah, I was thinking that Judith and you were going to be there for when Irma showed up. But in any case, we can get to the after talk after. Thank you all for watching another episode of Phantoms of the Past. If you haven't already, please follow and subscribe. Come check it out. The world's amazing, but more than that, the players are. Hope you've enjoyed your time with us. As always, all good things come to an end. See you next week. It's your boy Falcon. I'm Fly.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
I'll see the rest of you in about 30 seconds as I roll the credits. Talk soon.
Out of fear, we kept running, tried to hide away. Can you hear? War is coming, beckoning our fate. This is the day that we stand up. This is the day we fight. We'll take our pace, we won't give in. Our victory is in sight. Only a sword in our hand, but we enter the lion's den. We're not waiting for a war.